Damascus will cease to exist. That's the topic of today's update on the war in Israel. You may have heard, probably have heard by now, that the United States is unleashing an attack, missile attacks on on Syria. This has been going on a while, but when I say Damascus will cease to exist, I'm referring to Isaiah 17. It's a prophecy straight out of the Bible. In fact, I'll read it for you. Damascus will cease from being a city, and it will be a ruinous heap. The cities of Or are forsaken. They will be for flocks, which will lie down, and no one will make them afraid. So Damascus will cease to be a city. It will be a heap of rubble. So is that what's happening right now as Joe Biden's administration is unleashing some sort of attack on Israel as I speak? I would not. This prophecy, Isaiah 17, will happen at some point. I don't think this is it, however. I think right now there could be some picnic tables in the desert that could be at risk. There could be some empty warehouses, perhaps. It's hard to know. It's possible that they're going to hit some hard targets also, and perhaps there could be a few casualties. It's hard to know for sure. However, we've seen this kind of thing before where, keep in mind, this administration has sat back and done next to nothing while Iran proxies have made over 100 attacks on U.S. forces in the Middle East over the last few months. 100 attacks. And it looks like we're going to now maybe, bomb some picnic tables or maybe abandoned warehouses. And I say abandoned because I know about it. We've heard the news before all of these attacks are taking place. That means they've heard about it. If there were any hard targets or any important targets, they would have cleared out as much as they could as quickly as possible. Cleared out the missiles, cleared out the personnel. And they're moving. And so, I've analyzed over 100 battles, probably 300 at least. And it's rarely beneficial to announce your intentions ahead of time if you actually plan on having a successful attack. So anyway, this attack is going on right now. And now take a look though. You can just look. This isn't like things are suddenly flaring up in Syria. March 24th, there were several more attacks on U.S. bases in Syria after alleged Iranian drone kills American contractor drawing airstrikes. This is back in March. In July, 4 Syrian soldiers killed in Israeli strikes at Damascus. So, Israel's also making some selective attacks on Damascus. A few days ago, several people killed in Israeli strikes on Iran-linked site in Syria. Iran denies involvement in drone strike that killed three U.S. troops. That was a few days ago. Now that is kind of laughable. These are Iranian proxies. If we are, if it's the head of the snake. If Iran is arming them, training them, telling them what to do, then Iran, how can they deny involvement in drone strikes or in the strikes? And yesterday plans for U.S. strikes on. This is a news headline yesterday, prior to any attack. Plans for U.S. strikes on Iranian personnel and facilities in Iraq, Syria approved after Jordan drone attack. And when we say Jordan drone attack, that's apparently they were in Syria. The U.S. troops apparently were in Syria. They were on the border of Jordan and Syria. So we're announcing it. We're announcing in a day and a half, just to ensure that none of their missiles are actually damaged during our attack or anything like that, I imagine. So it's probably it looks like this is more about, it's an election year, and this could make Biden look manly and tough in theory. So that's perhaps what's going on here. Because, why wait? Why stand back for 100 attacks on U.S. forces? When you blow up an empty warehouse, that doesn't deter the enemy. That emboldens the enemy. So this is probably not going to have the effect that they anticipate. If they anticipate this is going to be a deterrence. In fact, it could actually embolden them to take even more attacks now that they know that there's a low cost. And keep in mind, I haven't heard what's happened. It could be that there are some significant costs, but I would be surprised if they're that significant. But we'll see. Anything could happen. So there you go. I don't think this is going to be an Isaiah 17 moment where Damascus will cease to exist. When will that happen? That could happen. It's hard to know. The way things are going in that part of the world, right? It could happen in the near future, or it could be down the road quite a ways. It's really hard to know at this point. But I don't think this is it yet. But on the other hand, if you're thinking of investing in Damascus real estate, it's probably not a good investment, because it does say here Damascus will cease to exist. It's just a question of when. God bless you, and good night from the Midnight Bible Study.